All right, a new member of my WhatsApp group, he asked me this question, which I thought would be a good topic to just share my thoughts. It's about friends. So he just asked me, so what is your advice on selecting a friend, and how do I know my friends are good for me or not good, or how do I make friends? All these questions about friends. But then I thought I would just focus on what was really important. Okay. First and foremost is like each one of us, we have our criteria for a friend, but generally it is someone who agrees with us, has common interests, someone who we enjoy the company with, someone we like to spend time with. Okay. Your friend may not be exactly like you, but there will be these common areas where you both enjoy each other's company. Like you can have someone who's very, very fat, but like you might be in great shape, your friend might be totally out of shape. Some psychologists say that the reason for that is because you want to feel superior, so that is why you have a friend who is kind of inferior, and the inferior friend looks up to you, so the inferior friend feels superior by hanging out with someone who is way beyond their pay grade, so to speak. Okay. Or you might have a friend who, because you go to the gym and you keep fit, your friend also goes to the gym, so you have common hobbies, or you're a gamer and the person's also a gamer. You have friends like that. Yeah, and there are also friends whom you have a common goal. You want to maybe get high marks, good marks in the exam, or you're studying for your master's program, and this person is also studying. So you both have a common goal. You study together. So, whatever the case may be, but what you need to keep in mind is there's always a give and take between two people. You may not give and take, let's say, oh, I don't spend money on my friend, but you're giving them your time, which is more valuable. Remember, you can make money, lose money, and get money again. You cannot get time. Time is one of the greatest assets that we don't value. It's only when we become old we realize its value. So one is time. The second is the habits that a person has. You'll also get it. Like I had this client who we worked pretty hard on him getting rid of his bad habits. He liked to smoke, he liked to drink, he used to, go to bars and pubs just to see females and all that. And we kind of worked on a game plan where he was dedicated to going to the gym. He stopped hanging out with them. So he would spend that extra time maybe going to a library, going to the gym and keeping fit, going to networking events. And we worked very closely. He was overly enthusiastic when we started our mentoring journey. And once he reached a point of stability and there was solid improvement, obviously he moved on. I got in touch with him after, I would say, maybe 2 years. And then, he said, hi, how are you? And all that. And I was like, hey, yeah, same guy, how are you, man? And so I asked him, what's your progress in the gym? And to my absolute disappointment, he told me that he had stopped going to the gym. He had stopped going for networking events. He had literally stopped all the things that we started, and he had even put on more weight than he had before. And then, to my total and utter depressive, I really got depressed when he told me this. Not depressed in the sense, I felt very bad. I felt like I lost when he told me that he got back to smoking, he got back into drinking, he got back into going to those bars and pubs. And then the only question that came to my mind is, don't tell me that you have gone back to your friends. And he told me, yes, I didn't have anybody else to talk to. I felt lonely. And one fine day they called me, and I went and we had a good time. And then they're like, hey, come back again. We have good memories. And one thing led to another. And now, I spend maximum time with them. He's saying it was only now when, he just one day woke up and realized that he has put on more weight than before. I think around 10 plus kilos more than what he had even before meeting me. And he was very unhealthy. He was coughing a lot, and he has increased the money he spends on alcohol, increased the money he has spent on cigarettes, and now he has more. He has even taken credit cards and he's blowing off on it. His life is a total mess, and he called me, and I just asked him that, let me understand. You went back to your old friends, right? He said, yeah. So the point I'm trying to make here is, your friends define you. They define the character that you'll have. It defines your good habits, your bad habits. If they study and read, you will study and read. If they smoke and drink, you'll also smoke and drink. If they you go to the gym and keep fit, you'll want to go to the gym and keep fit. And unfortunately for him, the selection of friends that he had were smokers, drinkers, bar going guys. They would work and all that, but then they'd let every single day they would go to a bar, a pub, smoke and drink, and go for ladies. And I was, when he showed me his, like, we saw each other on video, it was completely, he looked horrible, absolutely horrible. Like he had black marks on his eyes and face was puffy and pimples. And very, very, very sad, very sad. And we spoke for some time. He said he wanted to restart the mentoring process, but then I guess he wasn't able to stick to it for whatever. And we just, I'm not going to force you or, run after you. It has to come from within. And he didn't have the same fire as before. And I just realized that he's gone. So the point I'm trying to say here is the friends that you have, the people you hang out with, they will define you. They will make you who you are, and their good habits will be yours. Their bad habits will be yours. So the people you hang around with, ask yourself, is that whom you want to be? Because you might say, no, we are all unique. No. His bad habits will come to you. His personality will come to you. Like they say, the average of 10 friends is what you will earn, you will hang out, you will be. So then obviously, some of you may ask me, then what about you? Who are your friends? You don't hang out with anyone. When you reach a certain point and stage in your life, you no longer look for friends. You don't have time for friends. For me, my work, my wife, my kid, and my personal time, I don't have time for anything else here. And I don't want anything else. In fact, the only friends that I do keep are my clients, whom I genuinely take a lot of interest because they pay me money. I want to give them the maximum return on investment. So I take a lot of interest into their well-being, and because they have trusted me and paid me money, I want to give them the maximum value. And after that, you hardly get time for anything else. Once a while, maybe once in 6 months, maybe someone who knew me or who was my friend, they'll just say, hey, hi, how are you? And that's it. You'll not believe the people I has to hang out with every day, people I has to be with, they no longer exist. In fact, the your best friend in your school, in your college, the person who you spend days and nights, whom you thought you could not live without, who was part of your life, they will cease to exist. And you'll begin to wonder, like, oh wow, all the time, effort, money, whatever I spent, it's just memories. Now you can get emotional and sentimental and say, wow, those were the days. But it's not going to serve you any purpose towards the present and future. And I'm the type of guy, living in the past and being nostalgic doesn't pay my bills. So I focus on now and I look towards the future. And for me right now, being alone is much more better because I don't need friends anymore. Really, I don't need friends. My wife is enough and more of a friend. My kid is enough and more friend. I don't have time for more than this. I don't have time because I want to give them the maximum time, attention, you know. effort, whatever. So yeah, I hope this answers your question about friends and friendship. Just keep in mind, all the friends in your younger days, they'll no longer exist in your life. They will move on, they will have their priorities. And everyone, once they get married and have children, your priorities totally change. You just want to focus on work, come back home, be there for your family, and spend quiet time for yourself. And if you incorporate learning to improve your personal brand, learning, gym, self improvement, you will not have time for anything else. And the only days when you're free, you'll go for shopping, to keep everything ready for the coming week. And then it becomes like a rat race. Yeah. So, yeah, your friends in your younger days, no use, only memories. The friends you currently keep will influence you, and the bad habits will always, always, whether you like it or not, it'll come to you. And remember, uh, who your friends are is who you're going to be. If they are fat, you'll end up being fat. If they are bums, you'll end up being a bum. If they are average, you will be average like them. It's it just rubs off on you. You can't help it. It's it's impossible for you to have average friends and for you to be extraordinary. Having ordinary friends and being extraordinary, no. If you want to be extraordinary, you need to surround yourself with extraordinary people. That is why, like, for those who are preparing for Olympics, they'll have a coach who wants the best for them. They'll have training partners who want to push them to the limit. You will have a focus group that is only involved, maybe a physiotherapist, a massage, this thing, a nutritionist, doctor. You'll have a full team that is only focused on you, and they'll be the best at it. That's the only way you're going to succeed. Otherwise, no. And if you are the type who wants to make a name for yourself, a brand, and be successful, then impossible to keep average people. And finally, last but not the least, when you reach my age and my stage, you'd like to be alone, quiet time. It means a lot. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you in terms of friends, good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, let me know. Are you still in touch with your friends? Do you have time for your friends, or you think friends is a waste of time? All right. Remember, you may not give money, but you're giving the most important gift that you have in your life. That is time, and that is priceless. All right. Guys, take care. This is me signing off. Yalla. Bye.